All right, guys. So Raphael Warnock is out with a new ad against Herschel Walker, and it's a good one if you ask me. Let's take a look.
You ever watch a stupid movie late at night, hoping it's gonna get better, don't get better, but you keep watching it anyway? Because the other night I was watching this movie. Called Freak Night, or some kind of night, but it was about vampires. I don't know if you know vampires are cool people.
What the hell is he talking about?
Is he serious? Is he for real?
But I'm gonna tell you something that I found out. A werewolf can kill a vampire. Did you know that?
What is he talking
I never
about?
knew that, so I didn't want to be a vampire anymore. I want to be a werewolf.
Oh my gosh.
He's talking about vampires and werewolves right now.
Y'all serious about this, right?
So I've been telling this little story about this bull out in the field.
What
with
on
6 cows.
earth?
And 3 of them are pregnant.
There's no substance. There's nothing.
So you know he got something going on.
It makes me want to laugh, and then it makes me think we're in trouble.
But all he cared about is kept his nose against the fence, looking at 3 other cows that didn't belong to him. Now all he had to do is eat grass.
This video is ridiculous. That's 35 seconds of my life I'll never get back.
Why would I want someone like that leading the state of Georgia?
Our good air decided to float over to China, bad air.
Unbelievable.
So when China gets our good air, their bad air gotta move.
It's all the same air.
Not only does it make no sense, I don't even understand what he thinks he's saying.
So it moves over to our good air space. And now we gotta clean that back up.
I sit and watch these on Twitter, and I'm like, what the heck is this guy talking about? Like, literally, what is he talking about?
He's completely unqualified for this really, really serious job.
No one's watching this and being like, oh man, that guy's got it together.
And sometimes, like, I read through the comments because I'm like, is anybody actually understanding, or are we just sitting here wasting time?
It is embarrassing. Let's call it what it is. It is embarrassing.
They just care about getting a yes man. Somebody that'd just punch the button.
I think it's a risk to me and millions of Georgians to put this man in a position of power.
Let's call it what it is. This is embarrassing as hell.
At all. I mean, well, you know.
That's a good ad, man. What we learned in this last election is that having a normie touch matters. So in other words, you have to appear sane, reasonable, logical, normal in order to appeal to voters. And like in the last election, in the midterm election, all of the Trump ball coddlers got draxed. They all got destroyed. They all got their cheeks waxed. All of the election deniers, destroyed. Destroyed. The more, like, normal Republicans, they did the best among the Republicans. And, of course, the Democrats did way better than most people expected because they had the more quote-unquote normal candidates. So this strategy now, there probably was a time where I would have said, I'm not sure I like this ad, but this strategy is super appealing to the normies who you need to get out and vote. And look, remember, the thing I always come back to with Warnock is very simple. This is a guy from Georgia, a traditionally red state. He has every excuse to become like Joe Manchin, to become like Kyrsten Sinema, to vote 50% with Democrats and 50% with Republicans and be like, hey, I'm just representing the people of my state. This is what I'm doing. Now, that would be bullshit if he did it, but he has every excuse to do that. And I half expected, and many people half expected, Warnock and Ossoff to do that. Neither one of them did it. In fact, they were crusaders behind the scenes for the better positions. They were prodding Joe Biden. Hey, man, do $2,000 checks. We ran on our opponents are corrupt and we're going to get you $2,000 checks. Don't you dare make it $1,400. Don't you dare reduce it. That's weaselly. That's fucked up. Give us $2,000. And so they didn't win that battle, but they were on the front lines fighting for the right side. And so these are two senators who have done a good job. They've done a good job. And just happens to be the case that Warnock is up against one of the dumbest people in the country with very extreme views, and he can't put together a coherent sentence. And to put that front and center, I think is good politics. And by the way, the early voting has just started, and it looks like already Warnock's doing pretty well. Crystal's theory was that in a head-to-head, in a runoff election between Warnock and Walker, Warnock is probably going to do well because people want to vote against Herschel Walker. Democrats already maintain control of the Senate. I don't know if that'll help or hurt them. If voters will feel like, well, you already won the Senate, so who cares? Or if they'll be like, no, seriously, this guy Walker is insane and we need to defeat him. I'm not sure. I'm more agnostic. We'll see what happens in the race. But this strategy that he's going with is pitch perfect. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.